I said we vote because of the blood oath that's been spilled, for our past leaders and ancestors who have all been killed, to fight for a right that we as humans deserve. That's a reason why I vote, but it's only the first.
Young people are systematically disempowered and disenfranchised from democracy, but yet expected to be a productive citizen at the age of 18. I find this as a huge concern, and I believe, as a young person, that we can activate in our community and create the change that we want to see for our future. Activate.
Someone else will do it better. Someone else will do it. Someone else will do this.
Don't be that guy.
Yeah. Peace, everyone, peace. I go by the name of Juice Lord from St. Paul, Minnesota. The song I have for you guys today is called Loved Ones, man. You know? I never wanted life to be like this. I never did, never wanted life to be like this. I never did, never wanted life to be like this. I send this song to the sky and pray they love this shit. I never wanted life to be like this. I never wanted life to be like this. I never did, never wanted life to be like this. I send this song to the sky. I never wanted life to be like this. So much pain in my heart that I can't stand this shit at all. Word to God, I really miss my dogs. Every day I wake and realize I won't see them no more. I won't get that call, I won't get that text. Hey, seeing my ones go, life been really a bitch. They say life is about progress shit, but how you progress when you still can't process this life that you living? My loved ones been clocking out. My heart drop each time, so when people talk to me now, I be zoning out. My mind been in another space. It's like every time I elevate, I lose one and then my earth shakes. Like an earthquake, rain been coming out my eyes and down my face. They say making it is the prize, but even when you make it, you still will never escape all the pain that lives inside for real. Never wanted life to be like this. I never wanted life to be like this. I never did, never wanted life to be like this. I send this song to the sky, pray they love this shit. Yo, I never wanted life to be like this. I never wanted life to be like this. I never did, never wanted life to be like this. I send this song to the sky. Look, I send this song to the sky with the hopes that y'all listening. These times been hard, I never escape these feelings. Even if I'm rich or wealthy, famous or not, I still get them raw emotions when I pass through them blocks. I think about the times hooping at the lead, going to parties all the time and getting flea. Talking with each other about where we wanted to be. Only dollars to our names, so all we could do was dream. I feel like I'm about to carry on where we started. And yeah, y'all may be gone, but y'all got me regardless. 23 years in and I've had my share of hardships. Writing this song to y'all's probably the hardest. If a motherfucker can't feel this song, they cut from a different garment for sure. It's a war going on outside and my niggas is still the targets. Look a little closer, it's a lot more than the surface. I know that this song is worth it. Fremont laced me with a classic, so we forever working. In closing, I thank my loved ones for everything. Sincerely yours, Juice Lord, may I forever reign. Sincerely yours, Juice Lord, may I forever reign. Check. Look, I never wanted life to be like this. I never did. Never wanted life to be like this. Never did. I never wanted life to be like this. I send this song to the sky and pray they love this shit. Yo, I never wanted life to be like this. We never did. Never wanted life to be like this. I never did. Never wanted life to be like this. I send this song to the sky and pray they love this shit. You know, love is love round here. Love is love round here. Just spread love, spread love, spread love, spread love. Love is love round here. Spread love, the soul away. Spread love, the soul away. I'm gone. Yeah. Make some noise for yourself. You out here tonight, man. Shout out Lewiee Play, shout out N4. Make sure you vote. Shout out Hannah, Ever. Shout out everybody, man. This song goes out to all your loved ones you ever lost in your lifetime. Long live my cousin BJ, man. Nasty forever. Love is love. Come. Yay! Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Man, never did. Everybody at home, make some noise right now for Juice Lord. One more time. Thank you very much for joining us.
I cleared it.
Beautiful, beautiful, brother. Thank you.
Thank y'all, man, for rocking out with me. Love.
Yes, sir. So today I'll be asking you a few questions that relate to the topic of discussion for today.
Yes, sir.
You know, understanding hip hop is social justice, right? You know, freeing ourselves and doing what we do.
Yes, sir.
My first question for you today, brother, is what inspires you to create your art?
Man, what inspires me to create my art, man? I think it's a big question. I'm gonna try to sum it up, but what inspires me, man, for one is the people who came before me, before us. You know what I'm saying? This thing we doing, being MCs, being poets. You know what I'm saying? I look up to MCs like Nas. I look up to MCs like Jay, Black Thought. The list goes on. Kendrick, Cole. You know, just and you know locally. You know what I'm saying? Yourself. You know, N4, man. This where we at right now. This inspires me. I feel like life inspires me, you know, and Nina Simone, she once said, you know, your art should reflect the times, and I feel like if your art don't reflect the times in somewhat, you know, then you're doing a disservice. But, you know, I guess I look at it like this. Everybody's role isn't going to be to speak up or even speak their truth. Some people are just simply put in the game to be a puppet. Some people lost identity of themselves, so they're being somebody else. It's a facade, and these people, these corporations, man, that in the industry, you know what I'm saying, they see green dollar signs, you know what I'm saying. They don't see the person, and half of them really don't care. And my thing is with hip hop, I believe it is our reparations. Hip hop is the biggest culture out here, you know what I'm saying. It has been for a long time, but now it's on the largest scale, and we got a lot of influence. And I feel like to reflect on times and to do, I mean, to have some sense of responsibility with your art and actually put dope things out into the universe, I feel like that's gonna last longer, you know what I'm saying, more than the stuff that ain't, you know what I'm saying. So I feel like everything inspires me, but you know, I feel like, you know, just life, everything, man.
Man, that was such an inspirational answer right there. Like, literally everything you said just inspired me some more. I just got charged up a bit more. You feel me?
For real, man.
Thank you, brother. Always, always. And then our next question for this evening: what does freedom mean to you?
Freedom, man. I feel like, I mean, it's something in our spirit, right? Especially where we come from. I feel like freedom was once in us, you know, but also freedom was taken away from us. So a lot of us, we may physically and mentally never experience it, but it's something within us from generation after generation. There were generations that were super, you know, that went through unbearable things, you know what I'm saying? Things we can't even imagine, but then we also, I believe, we've had kings. We weren't always, the story of us, it wasn't always slavery, it wasn't always jail, it was king. We once roamed these civilizations as kings, and I feel like the thing about it is realizing that, you know what I'm saying? And as far as, the word freedom, man, I feel like freedom is just within yourself these days. You know what I'm saying? That's where the freedom lies. What is your outlet? You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the freedom. Like, some people are locked up, but mentally they're free. They're not slaves. They're not caged up. Mentally they're not, because they see the bigger picture, even if they got life. You know what I'm saying? So I think freedom is I feel like it's just like life. You know what I'm saying? It's what you make it in, and the best how you make out of your situation, because you could be rich and be the saddest and most depressed person ever. You could be homeless and be the happiest person ever. So I feel like freedom is like life. It's how you do it and how you walk it. Yeah.
100 to that. 100
Yeah.
to that.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, let the people at home know who you are, how to follow you, and what you got going on, brother.
My name is I go by Malik Curtis, but my artist name is Juice Lord, and I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota, man. Y'all can find me on Instagram at Hammer Time Juice. Right now my page is private because there's a lot of bots that's been trying to follow me, but it's been kind of crazy. But yeah, Hammer Time Juice. I just dropped the EP called 6for6, the Forever EP, because everything that we're doing, everyone in here, is a forever thing. This art that we're doing and how we're helping people is forever. So 6for6, the Forever EP. It's on everything. Make sure you go get that. Photos are amazing. Shot by Samantha. Shout out Soda. Shout out Wycliffe, Mix and Masters. And man, shout out everybody, man. That's a part of everything that's trying to make some change. So make sure you go out and vote, and use your vote the right way. Love is love. Peace.
All right, here we are. It's Lewiee Blaze, your hostess with the mostest, and we are back and live in full effect with our next theme, Activate. And we have a very, very special guest speaker with you all today. Before we jump into that, I have another script that I would like to read to you all. Young people are systematically disempowered and disengaged to participate in democracy, yet expected to be active citizens. The moment we turn 18, we must take action now. And that's what this is all about. It's about activation. So here we are. Thank you so much, Anika, for joining Young Voices Matters today. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm doing well, really well, blessed. Thank you for having me.
Peace and love and peace. So for the audience tuning in right now, everybody at home, just give them a brief description of who you are, what you do, and where you from.
Hey, y'all. So my name is Anika, A for activation. And Anika Bowie. I'm born and raised in St. Paul, Minnesota. I love where I come from, being from the North Star State. I am currently the vice president of the Minneapolis NAACP. It stands for the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. It's one of the longest civil rights organization, a legacy organization that has a place, today in this movement. I am also the creator and founder and director and activator of Run Like Harriet, which is a Black platform for Black political liberation and leadership development. And I wear many hats, right? I'm an artist. I'm an activist. I'm a thought leader. And I'm also right now was selected to be a fellow for the United Nations Human Rights Fellowship for people of African descent. So I call myself a lifetime learner, just because I believe there is growth when you're always seeking wisdom. And there is so much that we can learn, and knowledge is power. So I love to activate, the knowledge that I acquire on a daily, and as well be a vessel to give to others.
100 to that. 100 to that. Thank you so much. And I got to say, congratulations on everything, and thank you so much for what you've done with Run Like Harriet. And that platform right there, and literally having because I'm a part of that as well, and it's been an amazing journey being out here, getting people registered to vote, and really having some engaging conversations with individuals, who are just in need of a little enlightenment or a little information, literally. And we've been able to literally see like a transformation in some people who, like, when we come to them, like, you register to vote, I don't do politics, I don't want to vote, but we're not just shallow. We don't just do this to get a signature on the paper. We actually care, we actually want to inform our people on the power that we have. And, some of our people engage in these conversations, and we literally have like changed minds, in the course of like 10, 15 minutes, and it all starts with a little conversation.
Yeah.
So thank you for that opportunity. So our first question of tonight, activation being a strong tool of empowerment. I want to just ask you to just give the audience your definition of empowerment.
Yeah, empowerment is so important. I see empowerment as a means of utilizing and activating your power, to where it's you're being poured into, right, and you are utilizing the power, whether it is information, whether it is spiritual or financial power, political power, human capital power, having, a community of different folks, right? Social media power, empowerment is so important because at the end of the day, it's going to take confidence. It's going to take a belief in self and a belief in whether it is a higher power or whatever that power is to you, for you to act on something, right? And I was just, on an interview yesterday with our brother Al Flowers Sr., and we were talking about, just a lot of the violence that goes on in the community and a sense of hopelessness, especially with the verdict of Breonna Taylor coming out. And how not really having a purpose, or having an anchor in like what is your gift can create this environment to where you don't have anything to really make you feel like you're part of something, right? And with disappointing news, with forces that are telling us that we don't matter, right? It's so important that we know of our own power, and I think that's the result of that is that empowerment. And there's this free power we can give by just influence, by creating platforms like you're doing for yourself, and allowing people to hear stories and feel powerful. And then there's we live in a commercialization to where folks feel like they can purchase something and that's how they feel empowered, right? But I feel like what is the real and the organic power is the humanity that we all show and that we all can offer to each other.
Very, very, very powerful and insightful answer. Thank you so much for that.
Yes, I try to be a scholar.
Yeah, I love what you said about the importance of us understanding the power that we have, inside of us, regardless of an institution that exists, any system, any elected official, we do have power, since birth. That is our right. We are born empowered. We are born valuable.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Another question for you, we trying to figure this out together, I know. But for the people out there, what do you think we can do to get others, especially young people, more engaged in politics and voting?
Yeah, that is right now my focus and my passion, because I see there is untapped potential in a lot of our youth, and especially when it comes to politics, right? Politics is just a world of policies and practices that shapes our society. And there's like those buzzwords or those political words of underrepresented communities or at-risk communities or urban youth, right? And all these definitions that are talking about us, right? Like folks like me and you that come from, inner cities. But the definition, and this is still very limiting, is that it is untapped potential, right? Because all those other definitions have deficits. But like if you understand that like young people have untapped potential, that for especially those who are 18 and have the right to vote, you have a strong voting block and voting power, right? And last year, when I ran for office, I ran for St. Paul City Council in Ward 1 in Frogtown, Rondo neighborhood. And it was actually, Ward 1 was actually the youngest district or the youngest ward out of St. Paul. Oh, wow. We have the youngest, like a lot of teenagers. We have the most, single moms, that are raising kids too. So you have opportunities there to where these services and like leadership is really important because folks are looking for, institutions to serve them. They're looking for this system to help benefit them, right? So there's all different type of ways. Young people can run for office, depending on the age terms for different positions. Young people can become knowledgeable and create atmospheres and environments, host virtual book clubs or something, or like watch movies together and learn more about just, why certain things are created. I think young people should also, there needs to be more investment with young people around about the systems that they already exist in. When I was a teacher in 3 different places all at once. At Gordon Parks, in a high school for recording arts, and then transition was at Boys Totem Town. And one of my courses that I used to teach was on the school to prison pipeline. And I was teaching in predominantly African-American schools with young folks that was in transition, highly mobile, dealing with homelessness and, those quote unquote at-risk folks. And used to teach them about certain policies that was targeted towards their population, right? And it was not conspiracy. These are things that are written in our laws. These are things that are written in our statutes. These are things that conversations are happening right now in committee hearings about this population that is not often brought into the conversations, but often, laws are being passed on their behalf to deal with their situation without young people recognizing their power, right, and speaking to it. So I think there's so much, and I think the basis of what gets young people to activate is the universal language, right, of art, self-expression. And I know for me, Tupac was like my entry into like revolution, and Angela Davis. And then once I read the autobiography of Malcolm X, it was already like a fire was lit and was never going to go out. Learning about, the Black Panther Party, folks, if you don't know the history, you can often look at that and be like, oh, that's a gang, right? But when I actually learn about them, like, these are scholars. Like, these were college students. These were like...
Exactly. They were young.
They were extremely young, too. And, like, extremely young, extremely studied. Like, they created a community where they had, conversations like this, made... asked themselves questions and invested into a dream that they can one, practice self-defense because of the brutality that was happening in their communities, and two, create their own community-based ran programs of feeding themselves, housing themselves, educating themselves, and three, also getting people involved in politics. So many of them, in the transition, end up running for different positions during that time as well.
I did not know that, actually. That's a new piece of fact, actually.
Yep,
Thank you
yep.
very much for dropping that gem.
Yep.
Yeah, all power to the people.
Hey.
Ain't no power like the power of people, because the power of people don't stop.
Hey,
You feel me?
see?
Yeah, and like you, I share that similarity with being inspired by Tupac Shakur and
Yes.
Malcolm X, the Black Panther Party. Like, it's most definitely lit a fire under me. And I never forget when Tupac, when I was watching a documentary on him, he mentioned, he was like, I might not be able to change the world, but I would spark the mind that will.
Yes.
Right? When he said that, I just felt like, oh, he talking to me. I think he talking to me.
Right.
And it goes for everybody. We all have that power inside of us to do something great. Another day, another chance. So thank you,
Yes.
because you most definitely are walking into that greatness.
Thank you.
All the
Thank
time,
you.
all the time.
Thank you.
And then my next question for you, just to share with the folks out there, what are some actions that you take year round to remain active in your community?
Some actions that I take year round. So we all know, every year there's going to be an election. And the work that I'm involved in and the people in the community I'm surrounded by, there's just this surplus of like political capital and like power and energy that we haven't seen, before. So I see that as a thing that's going to continue to grow. So I'm always in conversations with people around, are you registered to vote? Do you know where your polling locations is? I think year round should be creating communities that are hosting forums and involving these candidates and even elected officials in conversations that on issues that's impacting our community. I believe, year round, we know that, especially in Minnesota, we are going to experience all 4 seasons, right? So summer, let's really activate and create, all different type of events and opportunities for people to be engaged. We also know, like, year round that there is, schools happening, and like there's opportunities for us to go inside of the classrooms. Well, now we have virtual classrooms, so it's a transition, digital transition we're gonna have to get used to. But we have, if anything, more access to young people online, and offer opportunities, to young folks. So, in my own personal life, self-care, I think year round, like, folks should be more conscious around where they're spending their money, being conscious of what they're intaking, what they're eating, very conscious. I think, if anything, the coronavirus had taught us is that, our family, our loved ones, to check in with them. We have lost so many people that we wouldn't have imagined, losing this year alone. So making sure that we are connected, as a community.
I love how you say that one for last. Say the best for last. I was waiting for that. I was waiting to hear the word self-care. I promise you. I'm
Really?
Like, I wonder if she's going to touch on the self-care.
Because I didn't know, but that's when you ask, like, what are the practices, year round. It's like, oh man, I'm still trying to get my daily routine structured. So, but no, I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's a huge one to share, though, because
Yeah.
it's important, self-care, self-confidence, self-expression, all of these things, and ultimately self-worth.
Yeah.
Walking into that power that you spoke of earlier, that's embedded inside of us. So thank you for that. And last but not least, for everybody at home right now who are tuning in, if you can just look into the camera and speak some words of wisdom to them, what would you enlighten the folks with?
So my favorite quote that keeps me grounded in this work is actually by James Baldwin, who also was an activist. He was an author, a writer, a thought leader. And the quote is, "Our crowns are already paid and bought for. All we have to do is wear them." And that really resonates with me because, knowing that, have a lineage to, Black folks who were historically enslaved in this country, we don't talk about the history before they were enslaved, right? And I, honor my ancestors who were intelligent, who was royalty, who were had great heritage, and know that they paid the ultimate price, right? So many people before us have paid the ultimate price through their blood, through their sacrifice, through just assimilation, to get by, right? For us to be here and, in honor of the Sankofa tradition of reaching back while we're moving forward, right? We have to understand and know our history as we're moving forward so we can change, and allow and be the force that they're looking to actually heal, what hasn't been healed in the past. It's, what I do is more of, it's a calling, it's a duty, to my people. I see it as, it is a life journey that is going to shape and form so many and build up so many different leaders. And I think, with the quote, "Our crowns are already paid for, all we have to do is wear them," are bought and paid for, all we have to do is wear them, allows us to know that the debt has been paid, right? And that, yes, we still, have to work hard for what we want, but to know that there is somebody in history that has done what we have done, or tried what we have tried, thought for what we have thought, and that we have always been, innovators, and, to lean on not only our history, but our community to help us continue to wear that crown that's already paid and bought for.
Beautiful, beautiful. I never forget when I first heard you use that quote at one of your speeches. Ever since you said that, it most definitely has been a shift in my mentality. And, just more inspiration to continue to walk into that purpose. And like you said, this is a calling, it's really a duty. So I thank you for that. Thank you for everything you do. Continue to shine your light, continue to be great, as I know you will. And Young Voices Matter, we are honored to have you here as a guest speaker today. And
yes.
Yeah.
I'm 28 years old, but, I could still try to hold on and be a youth.
You are youth. We are youth. Young forever, baby. So that was
Forever
episode 3 here with Anika Bowie, including me, Lewiee, and we giving you all you need, and we shall continue to proceed. We'll be back here with another theme. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Peace and love, y'all. Peace.
Why vote? Is it a perfect place full of peace, love, and positivity? Or are there some problems that can be solved and room for more productivity? Most people hear the word vote and think of a U.S. president, when in reality that position for us is irrelevant. Do you know about state representatives, governors, mayors, or city council members, attorney generals, sheriffs, judges, and local commissioners?